Legend here, and today we're rating MercytheMad's Doomstack. As Knights of Caledor, we've got a White Lion-based Doomstack, which is probably about as strong as you could possibly make the White Lions of Chrace. So he made a video on this, and I highly recommend that you guys check it out. I'll leave a link in the comments and pin it in so that you guys can access it easily. So you should definitely check out that video, which details how he went about making this particular Doomstack. But just going over it really quickly. So he's got 5 regular White Lions of Chrace and the Pure Main Company. He's renamed all of these guys here to be something along the line of Roman tactics, but I don't think I would really use them that way. But anyway, so looking at an individual unit of White Lions of Chrace, they've got stats that are just absolutely crazy for melee infantry. You know, 69 melee attack, 91 melee defense, 88 weapon strength. That's absurd for a melee infantry unit. That means each individual White Lion unit inflicts 88 damage every time it lands a strike, and 75 of that is armor piercing. He's also done a bit of an exploit with the dragons, which there's a way to basically get the encounter bonuses to happen like multiple times in the same turn when you encounter them. And so what that does is it adds on extra time for the bonus. So he's got all of 5 of the bonuses from encountering the special dragons, but he got them for hundreds of turns. So they're all providing huge bonuses there. And if we have a look at the resistances of these units, we've got 30% physical resistance, 65% missile resistance, 100% magic resistance, which the cap is 90%. So he's actually got 90% missile resistance there, because all missile resistance would either be physical or magic damage, so those kind of add up there. Now, the heroes here, I believe all of the handmaidens are resistant, so that's providing magic resistance, missile resistance, and melee defense. That's why they've got such high melee defense. And the nobles are all crushing, which is providing extra weapon strength and extra charge bonus. Now, based on what I'm looking at here, I'd actually think that this army would be a bit more effective with fewer nobles and more White Lions of Chrace. I don't feel like the bonuses that the nobles here are providing are that useful. I would just put 1 noble in the army. So how many has he got? He's got 4 in here. Yeah, I'd take 3 of them out and put 3 more White Lions in. He's also got a Lawmaster of Hoeth in here with the resilient trait. Again, I'd probably take him out and put in another one, so that would mean 4 extra White Lions. So that would basically mean 10 White Lions of Chrace. I reckon that would be more effective, because they'd still have very similar amount of weapon strength. It'd probably go down to about 80. They'd have the same melee defense, same melee attack, same leadership, armor, speed. Charge bonus would go down a fair bit, but that's okay. That's really not that important for melee infantry. Charge bonus is way more effective for cavalry units. But anyway, let's just see how this goes on here, and we'll fight this battle. Going up against 3 full stacks. Now, I already tested to see how this performs in auto resolve. We get a Pyrrhic victory, and these 2 units here get completely wiped out. Everyone else survives. This entire garrison here gets wiped out. We've got this over here. I'll put that on you, and let's just fight this.
My prowess is needed.
So we're gonna let them bring in 40 units at a time. I'm not going to lightning strike them, that would probably make it too easy. So yeah, I've previously said, of course, that White Lions are pretty bad units, White Lions of Chrace. And it's not that their stats are bad, it's just that you've got better options as the High Elves. And I think I should really clarify that in this video here, because if he was able to get this kind of bonuses on the White Lions, you could also very equally have done that with the Sisters of Avalorn, right? Because all of these bonuses here apply to them as well. And you could have gotten a Punitive Lord and gotten all those additional bonuses, and just had the Sisters of Avalorn been extremely powerful as well. So, well, let's see how we go. It's not like I'm going to be like, oh wow, White Lions are actually the best unit in the game. You've got to keep in mind as well, he's put an absurd amount of effort into this. Like, really, well and truly. So we got some units coming into the rear here. I'm going to go after them, because otherwise we're going to find ourselves pincered. Plus, they've got reinforcements coming from the back there. So if I take out this entire army here, well, they're still going to have 40 units coming from us here. And since we don't have a huge amount of mobility, it's probably wise if we're not getting completely flanked. Now, I'd say that even with 90% resistances, all the Luminarchs will probably still one-shot kill our white line units, so it'll just, like, the 90% resistance just won't matter. Because the Luminarchs are really there to kill single entities. And that's where you'd really want the resistances against them. So instead of taking 1,000 damage per shot from a Luminarch, you'd only aim to taking like 200. But the white lines of Chrace, they don't have that much health each. So if we have a look at it, each one of them would have, what's that, 75 health individually. So if a Luminarch shot does, like, let's say, like 800 damage, I don't know what the exact number is, and we drop it down by 90%, so it only does 80 damage, well, it's still gonna overkill every single one that it hits. So against Luminarchs and really, really high-powered artillery, all of these resistances might as well be 0. It makes absolutely no difference. However, it will make a big difference against things like guns, melee infantry, other things. So I still imagine this is going to do really well, but there are some areas where, even despite all the bonuses that you put onto it, you can just bypass it with, you know, things like Luminarchs and steam tanks. Anyway, let's do this. Come on, get in there.
For order, yes. Assyrian guides us to the fray. For order.
Okay, I'm gonna put these guys here in a control group. He also gave me a bunch of instructions on how to use this army, but I kind of didn't really agree with how to use it, so I'm not gonna do it that way. I'm gonna do it this way. Yeah, I guess the design of this was to try to use some like Roman tactics, but they don't perform like Roman units, so you know, they don't have testudo, they don't use shields. It's just not the same thing. Also, he asked me not to use damage spells from like from them. Instead, just use the buff spells. So I'll do what he asks. Only use the buff spells and not use the damage spells. So yeah, we are just eating through them really quickly. Now, it's really important that when they rout off the battlefield. They don't rout over here. Just want to be done with this one. We don't want to get caught in the rear by their Luminarchs. So like I said, we're relying very heavily on just getting the white lines to do all the damage here. And yeah, they're doing a great job. Don't get me wrong. They're really ripping through them. We're taking a bit of damage on some of them, so a bit of healing wouldn't hurt. Okay, looks like they killed him. Okay, there's still more to come.
Understood. Asa, attack!
What happened to the rest of that unit? Oh, there we go.
We will obey. Guardian of order.
So they've all got quite a lot of abilities as well. Actually, that's a pretty good one.
Understood.
Loyal servant.
But yeah, I'm gonna rely less on the abilities and just mostly on the white lines. Okay, that's a shattered unit. Don't worry about that. It's gone. Yeah, lots of abilities on all this stuff here. So, what's probably happening here is that they've already got 40 units on the battlefield, which is why their reinforcements aren't coming. I can't revive any dead units. I'm not at all concerned about them. They can get wiped out. The garrison, that's not important at all. That's it, just get them off the battlefield. Let's just be done with this first army, then we can just attack head on there. Okay, steam tank, yep. Take that out. They should rip that to absolute shreds. Okay. Just waiting for more of their reinforcements to come in. Because I know that there's Hellstorm rocket batteries to come here as well.
For duty.
Okay, might be a good idea to start bringing the handmaidens over here, just to start soaking up some damage from the Hellstorm rocket batteries if they're going to shoot us. Oh no, they're not moving forward.
Noble.
So that one there got a kill. The mage here has the trait, what's it called? Incendiary?
White lions.
Sending more units in there is not going to make that big of a difference. Just let them die, it doesn't matter.
White lions.
Okay, good. I really wanted to make sure that we didn't let the Luminarch get a single shot in. Doesn't matter if it leaves the battlefield, just don't let it shoot at us. There's more coming in from over here as well.
Handmaiden.
We go. Noble.
Okay, that should mean the back end of this army here, and that way we only need to focus on our front. But yeah, if we were pincered, I think that would have been really bloody stupid.
Son of Ulthuan.
Okay, so overall we've taken about 10 casualties, which is pretty good. That's a decent Empire army dealt with.
Swiftly.
Tireless. Advance.
Okay. We're kind of in a bit of a mess, but that's okay. That's okay. They've also got vigor loss reduction, but I want to try to charge in through the forest, so I'm waiting for them to get over there, because we've got the Forest Strider ability. So they're actually even stronger in the forest.
Loyal.
I just gotta wait for them to get there. It'd also give us a lot of cover from their missiles attacks.
Handmaiden of
Even with all that resistances, it will still hurt us quite a bit. Okay, ready?
Maiden
Run through.
Guard. Alariel approved.
We don't have to fight necessarily in the forest, but we just want to make sure their missile units have to shoot through the trees. So yeah, we can see that the steam tank is quite significantly obliterating units with one shot. All those resistances discount for nothing. And they're at 90% missile resistance. It just does too much damage.
We will obey. At your command.
So, asked me not to use... Actually, why are we using Shield of Thorns? We're at like... Oh no, we're not at max physical resistance, we're at max missile resistance, yeah.
Handmaiden of the Everqueen.
Yeah, like I said, he did ask me not to use any damage spells, because you know what I can do with damage spells.
White lions.
So, seems fine there, yep. Do we have anyone that can pin him down?
Ever
Wait,
vigilant.
just get over here.
March. As you say.
Guess another thing, we've got so many abilities, I don't even know which ones to use a lot of the time. And you can get ability overload, and also not really do that much as well with them.
Loyal Guardian.
As you say.
But yeah, we're here to focus on this, not just focus on abilities. We don't need to... This is not a disaster campaign, we're not here to save his campaign. We're here to test out these White Lions. Which, you know, they're doing pretty well. And... Oh, there was still another one coming in from the rear there. That's not good.
Handmaiden of the Everqueen.
My power is yours.
I was hoping I would have gotten rid of them all.
Acknowledged.
I can't really justify going back there just yet. Well, the heroes are doing fine, but the White Lions are taking the most amount of damage. But they're probably also dishing out the most damage as well.
Lions.
Some of them, yeah, they're getting loads and loads of kills.
Understood. Ready and eager. Immediately. Command me. Lapane Lecky. Right away. Advance. Loyal. Seal. White.
Yeah, I definitely think we should have had more White Lions of Chrace and fewer heroes. I think it would have actually done a lot better. We would have eaten these guys up now, because, yeah, the White Lions are doing more damage. These guys aren't dishing out as much. They're like nowhere near as many kills, but they are, they're just a lot more resilient to damage.
Loyal servant. Scale. Handmaiden
Okay, I
of
want
the
them to fire at
Everqueen.
will again now.
Handmaiden. Maiden Guard.
we go in here.
We away.
White lion.
Okay, someone's got to go back over there, get rid of these Hellstorm rocket barriers before they kill us. So far, they've gotten no kills, which is good for us.
Handmaiden of the Ever Queen.
For duty.
Getting shut up a bit there.
Orion and Louis.
Understood. For order.
For all one.
This one here's taking a bit of a beating because they got crossfire all over the place. This is why I think we needed more white lions
Maiden Guard. Guided by Isha.
rather than the heroes.
White lions.
Okay, but yeah, that's fine.
Guardian of Avalon.
White lions.
It's not really ideal to be fighting all these little fights everywhere, but this is what we got going on.
Battle calls.
Mage. Winds of magic rise.
Extra speed's really coming in handy. Oh, we need to take out the steam tank because that can one-shot kill us.
Ever loyal. I agree.
Same thing with the Luminarch. Yeah, see that one's getting loads of kills. Okay, getting rid of them. Yep, that's it.
It shall be done. Attack.
Handmaiden of the Ever Queen. Warrior Maiden. Guardian.
As you say. Move.
That's a long way to run.
It shall be done. For order.
No, you got it. Don't worry about them. Get rid of the Luminarch of Hish. I don't have any handmaidens over here.
White lions. Loyal. Assyrian guides us. For the
Okay, looks like the army loss penalty is kicking in. But yeah. Oh, wait, is it? Yeah, it totally is. Yeah. But I guess these ones are coming in. No. There they are. They're losing their leadership now. Now we just got to get rid of the steam tanks.
march. Noble. White lions. For duty.
Handmaiden of the Ever Queen.
We advance.
Yeah. Lots of cool abilities here, just not really needed for the most part. It's good that he's got like the Diamond Guardian Phoenix in there. So that means their physical resistance is even higher than what I looked at. It's at 42%. It's even better than what we're looking at on the campaign map. Because the Diamond Guardian Phoenix doesn't apply until you're on the battlefield. And there we go. Well, I can tell you right now, that performed a lot better than the Auto Resolve. Okay, wasn't too many casualties. Some of them are going to die. They all got like 400, 500 kills. One of them got 300 kills. So yeah, all of those bonuses made a huge difference to the White Lions of Chrace, and definitely actually makes them a really good unit. But as for this army, which is what we're rating it on, I don't think it's as efficient as it could be. I think there's too much emphasis on trying to make these individual ones super strong. And I think the army would be more effective if there were fewer heroes in it.
Remove their bonds. I serve the
Because a lot of the things that's making the White Lions of Chrace super strong are global bonuses anyway. The main one that I'm thinking of that's really helping them, these are the ones I think that make the big difference. The armor piercing weapon damage plus 20. The physical resistance and vigor loss reduction. Magic resistance kinda helps. The speed plus 15%. Flaming attacks is not particularly useful. I mean, in that particular case there, this army, I don't think flaming attacks made any difference because every single unit that we were fighting had no flame weakness or flame resistance, so it's just pointless to have it. Flaming attacks in this game are only really useful against units that actually have like regeneration, which none of them did. The Handmaidens are definitely providing a good bonus with the extra melee defense, so I would probably leave the Handmaidens in, and they've also got some really cool abilities, especially with the Entangle. That's really useful for catching faster units. But yeah, I think that the Lawmaster of Hoeth and most of the nobles can go, because I just don't feel like that extra 5% weapon strength is making that big of a difference here. In fact, why don't we take them out and have a look? So we're at 88 weapon strength. If we take one out,
Glory to the king.
we go down to 86. So that means each one will do
At
2.
your service.
So we take them all out.
Lethal grace given form. Orders.
Yeah, we're still doing 81 weapon strength. And you might be thinking, yeah, but you lose so much charge bonus. Yeah, look, charge bonus is lost after a short period of time after the initial charge. And because their melee attack is so high in the first place, that charge bonus, like, it isn't really that necessary. Instead, think of it like this. Instead of having 6 units of White Lions of Chrace, with, 60 charge bonus, we can have 10 units White Lions of Chrace, which then allows us to have these heroes go elsewhere. And they'll all have that 81 weapon strength. So we'll actually be able to dish out damage faster because we've actually got more DPS in the army that way. So I think that this was a mistake to put them in. The Life Wizard I think is a good choice. I don't think it needed to be Incendiary. I think Limber would have actually been a better choice because you don't really want the the wizards going into melee. You want them to be like moving around quickly. Put it on a Ithelmar Chariot. And just have it, well, you had it on, but, yeah, just didn't put it on. Just have it running around casting spells. You don't really want them. And that being said, if you put it on Ithamar Chariot, it's definitely better than being on foot in the first place. Lawmaster of Hoeth is fine. Not essential, though. This one's providing nothing for the White Lion. So again, we can take that one out. And that way we can have 11 units of White Lions of Chrace. And I think the DPS there is huge, because I think the biggest bonus being provided was actually the Handmaidens, the missile resistance and melee defense, not so much the magic resistance. But those 2 stats there, those will be very useful, especially against archer units and just going into melee. They're just not going to take that much damage because their melee defense is so high. So that's how I would recommend, if you were going to do this, that's what I would recommend doing. This was still really good. I would say that the way that MercytheMad built this, I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10. But if you wanted to be 10 out of 10, which I would actually give this 10 out of 10 because it's a huge amount of effort into this, and I would say it would beat pretty much any AI army that it comes up against, is have the 11 units of White Lions of Chrace. And, I mean, there's a lot of resistant Handmaidens as well. That takes a long time to get that many, unless you're save scumming, which he admitted that he did do, which is fine. But yeah, I'd say that with that, you'd have way more punching power than with the nobles. Because the problem with the nobles is that they just weren't personally packing that much of a punch. And we had the similar sort of problem when we were playing a dwarf campaign. It was a dwarf Doomstack, where it was like 16 engineers and 3 thunderers. It was just too many heroes, and even though the thunderers were like super strong, it would have been better if we had fewer engineers and just a few more actual gunners, because we just didn't have enough actual guns firing. Getting a few more of these big axes in here, even if they're just slightly weaker, I think would still make the army overall stronger. And then, like I said, you can have these guys go do something else. In terms of extra replenishment, you've got the Handmaidens being able to provide that. So what's it called? These guys here are a little bit redundant, the nobles. But yeah, really good army. I think MercytheMad did an amazing job with this, and you should definitely check out that video. But his build, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. But I'd say that if we were to just go into encamp mode here and then just pick up some more White Lions of Chrace. I mean, these guys don't have as much experience. I reckon this army here will be, one, easier to use. I know we're missing a bunch of those items, right? But we just don't need them. You just throw these guys into melee. They got so much resistances. Just throw them into melee and just watch them just destroy everything really quickly. It's really easy to use. And if there's anything that's too quick, the main thing that you want to be using, you probably want to be putting these on horseback so that they can actually move quickly. Anything that's moving too quickly, like Outriders or whatever, just popping down entangles on them so that they stop moving, and these guys just catch up really quickly. But yeah, the nobles, they just weren't providing that much of a stat boost. But I really like this army and I appreciate what MercytheMad did. Hope you guys enjoyed this one too. That's the end of this video. Let me know in the comments below what you think, whether you agree with my assessment of this or not. Let me know, and I'll see you next time, fuckers. Appreciate you. Bye.